Todd from Lowbrow Customs. Today we're going to show you our new gas tank adapter kit for modern Sportsters. These will fit 86 to 03 Sportsters that enable you to put a custom style gas tank on your Sportster without any drilling or welding to your existing frame, which is nice. You don't have to repaint or do anything like that. Okay, first thing we want to do is remove the gas line from the fuel valve. I like to use a nut driver instead of a screwdriver. Got a 1/4 inch nut driver here for the hose clamp. And it's also a good idea to make sure that your gas is shut off if you don't have a vacuum fuel valve. I also like to use these little pliers here to pull the line off, that way I don't get gas on myself. There we go. Okay, I've got a 1/4 inch Allen wrench, 1/2 inch drive socket. Stock fasteners will have the 1/4 inch hex fastener. Okay, the front one on this has 1/2 inch on both sides. The fastener's been replaced. This particular gas tank that's mounted on the bike right now has our gas box tank lift kit installed. And your stock hardware from your motorcycle will work with the adapter brackets. And if you do have a vacuum type fuel valve, you'll need to remove the vacuum line from the back side of the fuel valve. Majority of the tanks we stock will accept a 22 millimeter or 1/4 inch NPT, and the majority of the valves we have in our store are going to be the non-vacuum type. The vacuum line is not needed if you're going to put a different valve on, as long as you're using a vented gas cap. Okay, so we've got the 2 bolts removed. Just going to pop this tank off of here. Okay, these are pretty easily identifiable. The rear one will have 2 different mounting locations to allow you to put different tanks on there. And the front one just has 1 hole. These are 3/8/16 fasteners. This one's going to go on like so, with the larger portion facing rear. For the gas tank, we have a Alien center fill gas tank that we have available on our website store, and this one's going to work perfectly as long as we put the bracket with the long side facing towards the rear. You can remove the rubber grommet and the washers from your stock tank, and then you'll just push the rubber grommet into the new bracket, slide the washer that's got kind of a step on it onto the adapter brackets, and you're going to reuse those parts off your bike. We're going to go ahead and pop those on there. Like so. Put your stock bolts back in. Go ahead and and put your stock fasteners back on there. And we'll go ahead and snug those up. Helps if you have the right end of the wrench. Okay, we'll just trial fit the tank one time real quick to make sure we're in the right, we have this in the right place. And notice how the new adapter brackets line up with the tabs on the gas tank. Okay, after looking at the way the adapter brackets are bolted onto the frame, I think it might not be a bad idea if you grab yourself a Sharpie and kind of roll these to where you can just visibly see the hole where the threads are, because you only have so much amount of room on the tab for the head of your bolt. You could always use a socket head bolt. You don't have to use a hex head. So basically put yourself a mark front and rear on those tabs. Then you're going to want to take the tank off, and we had a center to center measurement on the threaded holes of 16.5 inches. Then you could go over to your tank and mark the bottom at 16.5 inches, and then double check your marks so that to be sure that you're going to have room to get your fasteners into the front and rear of the tank for the brackets. Anytime you're drilling a hole in something like this, it's always a good idea to use a center punch. That way the drill bit doesn't wander when you start to drill it. It's also a good idea to start with a smaller drill bit. It's easier to drill a small hole. That'll get you nice and centered where your center punch was, and then move up to a larger size, up to your 3/8 hole for mounting the tank. Okay, I did mention that these take a 3/8/16 fastener. It's probably a good idea to figure out what length you're going to need. I personally myself like to put some type of cushioning anytime it's a metal to metal situation, even though we do have some rubber mount there. I don't think it would be a problem to mount it directly to there. We do offer some leather washers in our store that I generally will use on a metal to metal situation. And depending on if you're going to put some cushioning under the tabs in between the new brackets, you're probably going to need a bolt that's approximately 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch long. You don't want the bolts running into the frame then you won't be able to tighten them down correctly. And that's about all there is to it. Thanks for watching.
Brothers lost to who we are in terror we exchange.
Hi, I'm Todd from Lowbrow Customs. Today I'm going to show you.
Wait,
Oh, God damn it. Take two.
All right, hold on. Get on. That's a nice looking tank on the website.
Tabs. They got all this tab underneath the tank.